Get comfortable with English in comfort. This is your English listening practice podcast to help you learn and improve naturally.
Hello, English learners, and welcome back to another episode of English in Comfort, where you learn English by listening to real, everyday conversations. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Mark.
How are you today?
Actually, really great. I'm happy to be here again.
Me too. Anna, have you ever found yourself in a situation where everyone is talking? Everyone agrees with each other, but you have a different opinion? And you want to say it, but you're too scared?
Many times. You're too scared because you're afraid you might sound rude or weird or negative.
Exactly. This happened to me many times too. Sometimes it's not even a big topic.
I remember something like that.
What happened?
I was shopping with a group of friends. One of them was trying on a coat. I think it was a long beige coat, something like that. And everyone was saying, "Oh, it suits you so well. That's your color." And then I said, "I don't think so. Just that. I don't think so.
Just that?
Just that."
Yeah, saying only "I don't think so" can sound a bit.
I know. At that time, I didn't realize. And everyone looked at me in a weird way, like I said something wrong, and it became kind of uncomfortable, but it was just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. And that's actually our word of the day.
That's right.
A misunderstanding is when people understand something in the wrong way. When your meaning and their understanding are not the same.
Right? For example, if I say, "That's interesting," I might mean I really like it, but the other person might think you don't like it.
Exactly. That's a misunderstanding.
Like what happened in my case.
By the way, you guys, tell us in the comments. Have you ever had a misunderstanding? Like a situation where you said something and people understood it differently? Share your experience. Okay, let's go back to your coat story.
Yeah, so it was a misunderstanding because I didn't finish my sentence. I just said, "I don't think so."
Which sounds very direct.
Very direct, but that wasn't what I meant. I meant that I didn't think that color specifically suited her. Not that the coat was ugly, and it didn't look bad. Just, the color wasn't the best for her.
That's very different.
Exactly. So I quickly said, "What I mean is, I don't think this color suits you. Maybe another color would look even better." And the atmosphere changed immediately.
So the problem wasn't your opinion, it was how you said it.
That's right, Mark. And this is something very important. Having a different opinion is normal.
Right, it's very normal. We are different people. We have different experiences. And also different tastes.
And different personalities.
The problem is not disagreement. The problem is how we express it.
Right. Because if we don't use the right phrases, we might sound rude, even if we're not.
So instead of saying, "I don't think so," what could you say? Maybe something like, "It does look good, but I think a different color on you would be even better."
That is better because you started with something positive. You're not attacking.
Exactly. Another option could be, "I might be wrong, but I feel like another color would really highlight your features." When you say, "I might be wrong," you show humility.
And that makes people more open to listen.
Right. So now we know something important. To express your opinion clearly, especially when it's different, you need phrases and expressions that prepare people and soften your words.
And also show respect. Because when people feel respected, they listen.
Oh, that's so true.
So, what we're going to do now is listen to a conversation. The conversation is between Tom, Sarah, and Lisa. They are in the middle of an interesting discussion, but Sarah has a different opinion. Let's see how she expresses her opinion clearly.
Listen carefully to the phrases she uses. We'll break it down together after.
Honestly, I think working from home is the best thing ever. I don't think I could ever go back to working in an office every day.
Same here. Once you get used to it, it's hard to imagine waking up early, getting dressed, driving to work.
Wait, when you say working from home, you mean remote work, right?
Yeah, remote work. Just staying home and doing your job online.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure I agree.
Really? Why?
I mean, I understand why people like it. You feel comfortable. You don't have to dress up. You don't have to deal with traffic. That part sounds amazing.
Exactly. That's the best part. No traffic, no stress in the morning. I wake up, make coffee, sit at my desk. That's it.
And you can even work in comfortable clothes.
Sometimes I work in pajamas.
See, that's the thing.
What?
For me, that takes away the work mood.
What do you mean?
When I go to an office, I change my clothes. I prepare myself. I feel like, okay, now it's time to work. But at home, it feels too relaxed.
But isn't relaxed good?
Sometimes yes, but sometimes too relaxed makes me lazy.
I never thought about it like that.
When I'm at home, my bed is there, my TV is there, my kitchen is there. I get distracted easily.
I get distracted in the office too.
Same. People talk a lot in offices.
That's true. But at least in the office, everyone is working. It pushes you to focus.
For me, it's the opposite. In the office, people interrupt me all the time. Can you help me? Do you have a minute? It breaks my concentration.
That's fair.
I actually like that part. Sometimes it's nice when someone asks you something. It feels more alive.
Yes, that's what I mean. Working from home can feel lonely.
Lonely?
Yeah. You sit alone all day. You don't talk to anyone in person. After some time, it feels boring.
But we have video calls.
Video calls are not the same. You join, you talk about work, and you leave. There's no small talk, no laughing together in the kitchen.
I don't miss office kitchens at all.
I kind of do. Sometimes we used to talk about random things. Movies, food, weekend plans.
Exactly. Those little conversations make work more fun.
I guess it depends on the person.
Yes. In my opinion, some people need that social energy. It gives them motivation.
But at home, you save so much time.
And money. No gas. No expensive lunches.
That's true. I can't deny that.
And if you're tired, you can rest for 5 minutes.
Or do laundry during your break.
See? That's another problem for me.
What now?
When I'm home, I start doing house things, cleaning, cooking. Then I stop working.
That happens to me sometimes too.
I just ignore the mess.
I can't. It bothers me.
So for you, the office helps you separate work and life?
Exactly. When I leave the office, work is finished. At home, work never really feels finished.
I actually feel more free at home.
And that's okay. I'm not saying remote work is bad. I just think it's not perfect for everyone.
That makes sense.
I still prefer working from home.
And I still prefer having an office.
Maybe the best solution is a mix.
Maybe.
But if I had to choose, I'm staying home.
And I'm going to the office.
Well, at least we agree that work is work.
Yeah.
No matter where you do it.
That was actually a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
And now I'm curious. Anna, what do you prefer? Working from home or working in an office?
You know what, Mark? I always liked the idea of working from home. It sounds amazing. You wake up later, you're comfortable, no traffic, no stress.
Right.
But listening to Sarah made me think about another perspective, especially what she said about mood and wearing something suitable and separating work from home life. I somehow agree with her. I didn't really think about that before.
I was actually going to say the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. Before the conversation, I was completely on Tom's side. Working from home is the best. End of story. But now I'm not so sure. Hearing Sarah talk made me question it a little. Not completely change my mind, but rethink it.
Yes, that's the word. Rethink.
Exactly. It made me realize that what works for one person might not work for another.
Same here. I still like the idea of working from home. But now I also see the value of going to an office.
So, what do you prefer now?
Honestly, I think I like both. You could say, they convinced me that both have good sides.
That's interesting.
And you?
I think I'm somewhere in the middle now. Maybe a mix would be ideal.
Yeah, like some days at home, some days at the office.
Exactly.
You know what I liked most about their conversation? It didn't feel like an argument. It didn't feel like a fight.
Right. No one was attacking anyone. No one said, "You're wrong."
They listened to each other and respected each other's opinions.
And that's why it was interesting. Because when people shout or argue, you stop listening. But when people speak calmly and explain their reasons,
You actually think about what they're saying.
you might even change your mind a little, or at least understand the other side better.
And that's the goal when you express your opinion. The goal is not to win, but to communicate.
That's such an important point. So, let's look at some of the expressions they used in the conversation, because the way they spoke is what made the conversation feel calm.
That's right, Mark. It wasn't only the ideas, it was the phrases. For example, when Tom shared his opinion, he said, "I think working from home is the best thing ever." He didn't just say, "Working from home is the best thing ever."
That small "I think" makes a big difference.
It does. When you say, "I think," it sounds personal. It sounds like your view, not like a fact for everyone.
Right, it feels more open. Like you're saying, "This is how I see it."
And that already makes the conversation softer.
So this is something very simple you can do. Just start with "I think."
Or "I believe." For example, "I believe working from home gives people more freedom."
Yes, or "in my opinion." That's very common. In my opinion, working in an office helps me focus better.
All of these phrases do the same thing. They make your opinion sound calmer and more respectful.
Now let's look at how Sarah disagreed. She disagreed, but she didn't sound rude. She didn't say, "You're wrong." She said, "I'm not sure I agree."
I'm not sure I agree. For example, "I'm not sure I agree. I think working from home can sometimes feel lonely." It's gentle. It doesn't attack the other person.
And she didn't stop there. She first said she understands why people like working from home. That's important.
Very important. Because when you say something like, "I understand why people enjoy it," it's comfortable and flexible, you show that you are listening.
And then you can add your opinion. After saying, for example, "I understand why people enjoy working from home," you can then say, "But I think it can be difficult to stay focused." So first you show understanding. Then you share your different view.
And you don't jump directly to disagreement. Let's give a simple example. I'll say something simple, and Mark has a different opinion. Studying at night is the best time to study.
I understand why you say that. At night, it's usually quiet, but I think studying in the morning is better for me because I have more energy.
So when you want to express your opinion, remember these small steps. Use "I think," "I believe," or "in my opinion." And if you disagree, you can say, "I'm not sure I agree," and show that you understand the other side first. That's how you keep the conversation friendly.
And that's why their discussion felt interesting, not uncomfortable, which is the kind of communication we all want. You know, When I think about everything we talked about today, I realize something. Having a different opinion is not the difficult part. The difficult part is saying it in the right way.
That's true, because everyone has opinions. That's normal. We don't all like the same things. We don't all think the same way.
And that's actually a good thing. Imagine if we all agreed on everything. Conversations would be very boring.
But what makes a conversation comfortable is respect, the way you speak, the small phrases you use. Like starting with, I think, instead of saying something directly, or saying, I'm not sure I agree, instead of, you're wrong.
And also showing that you understand the other person first. That part really changes everything.
It does, because when someone feels understood, they relax. And when they relax, they listen. So, next time you want to express your opinion, remember to be respectful, to listen first, be understanding, then give your opinion using phrases like the ones we covered today.
All right, let's go over some of the new words and phrases from today. Misunderstanding. This is when two people understand something in different ways. For example, it was just a misunderstanding. I didn't mean that. Atmosphere. The feeling in a place or situation. For example, the atmosphere became relaxed after she explained. Disagreement. When people don't agree, not always a fight, just different opinions. For example, they had a disagreement about working from home. Humility. Being humble. Not acting like you are always right. For example, he showed humility by saying, I might be wrong. Remote work. Working from home or outside the office. For example, remote work is common today. Perspective. The way you see something. For example, she offered a new perspective on the topic. Argument. A strong disagreement. Sometimes calm, sometimes loud. For example, the discussion didn't become an argument. View. Another word for opinion. For example, in my view, both choices are good. And we also have a similar phrase, which is point of view. It's very similar to perspective. It's the way someone sees or thinks about something. For example, from my point of view, working at home is better. And that's it for today's episode about how to express your opinion in English.
We talked about how to share your thoughts, how to disagree politely, and how small phrases can really change a conversation.
Now we're curious. Do you prefer working from home or working in an office? Share your opinion in the comments.
We'd love to read your thoughts. And if you want more English listening practice, real daily life conversations, useful phrases, and interesting topics, make sure to subscribe to English in Comfort. Thank you for spending this time with us. Keep practicing, keep improving, and take care, everyone.